Hello, today we're going to do the Scribble Your Emotions project, which I think is pretty fun, but also can be really insightful, and it's a great way to work through emotions, maybe without sitting on the floor and doing a guided meditation or visualization. So it's a little bit of a different way of expressing yourself and kind of seeing what's going on. So the first thing that we're going to start to do is, the first step is to create a scribble. And there's no plan for how you're going to create a scribble. You're just going to do whatever your marker wants to do. If your marker could guide you, what would that look like? So I'm going to create a scribble. That was a really cool looking scribble. Okay, now I'm going to take a moment to go onto the back side of my page, and I'm going to write down some emotions that I am currently identifying with, that I'm experiencing right now. So I'm going to put, let's see, anxious, sad, afraid, confused, alone. Some of the other maybe more positive feelings that I'm experiencing is hopeful, excited, touched, supported, loved, gratitude. Okay, so those are my feelings that I'm experiencing right now. Now I want to come back here and I want to start finding a place for these feelings in all of these scribble bubbles. So if I were to go in here and ask myself, you know, anxious, sad, afraid, confused, alone, hopeful, excited, touched, supported, loved, and gratitude, where would these fit? And I'm gonna maybe start with the feeling anxious, because that is the feeling that I have been feeling the most recently. And I think anxious feels like a lot of things. It feels like a lot of colors, and it kind of feels, you know, messy. So actually, instead of coloring this in as a solid color, which I might normally do, I'm going to color in anxiety in this sort of scribbly fashion. And it feels like a lot of colors to me, so I'm going to add more colors to it. And there's nothing wrong with your emotions, right? They're always there to tell you about something that's going on, something that's happening, whoops, maybe something that matters to you, or that's really standing out to you. So again, without judging yourself for having these feelings, I like to come into this with curiosity and be willing to be surprised. Okay, I'm going to let that represent my feeling of anxiety, and so that I don't forget, I'm going to go ahead and label that in here. Okay, the next feeling, maybe I'll just kind of go back and forth. There's no right or wrong way to do this, but the next feeling is hopeful, excited, touched, supported, loved, gratitude. Actually, I'm going to do supported, and let me just put my colors over here so I can see more of what I've got. I'm going to put supported in here. Whoa, look at that. And I do want to make this more of a solid color, so I'm just going to color that in. And just so you know, I'm not going to go through every single bubble and do this entire page, because this would be a long video, but I did want to show you maybe what this looks like and how to get started in case you wanted visually some support of what that might look like. I always like to say, follow your intuition, follow your gut. If nobody could tell you what was the right or wrong way to do this, then allow yourself to come up with your own rules and your own kind of way of expressing yourself through this. Let's say, I think confused, I might do the next one. And I'm going to do that, I think right here. And this is like a really dark bluish black. And it feels like, almost like zigzaggy, harsh. All right, I don't know if my marker will write that in there, but confused. And then maybe I'll do hopeful. Maybe I'll do hopeful, and I think I'll do hopeful right in here. And, you know, I don't have a plan for what colors are going to go for each feeling, and if you decide to do this several times, you may notice that the colors change, and that's okay. So it's really just about self-expression today and whatever is coming up for you. So I'm just kind of going with the flow and seeing what comes up. So anyways, as you continue to go through this and kind of go back to the feelings that you're feeling and decide how you want to put that in, you know, I'm going to say afraid feels like red. It feels like a dark red to me, so I'm going to color that in darkly here. So you just keep going through this and trusting your own intuition, your own guidance as to what color it is, where you want to put it. And then at the very end, there is some questions for you. And the questions are just an opportunity for you to look at this, almost with like fresh eyes and ask yourself some questions of like, what am I noticing here? I'm noticing that there are a lot of kind of warm colors like the red and orange and pinks and yellows. I'm noticing that anxiety is filling up a big part of this page. I'm noticing where hopeful lands in between confused and anxious, and I'm curious what I would put here, you know, later on. So I'm noticing, you know, that I decided to use different kind of lines as I'm coloring in, and you'll go through the questions and just kind of ask yourself, and this is again just a way to create some curiosity in your internal experience in a visual way, and just to notice what's there. So have fun with it. Don't get too serious about it. Have a little fun with it. And at the end, you know, appreciate the piece of art that you've created with your emotions, and notice that we are complex human beings. There are a lot of emotions that we experience or feelings that we can experience at once. So have a great time.